Presented from the Aishin Broadcast Studio at Babcock's Media.
Welcome to Dealer Insider, the video series that touches the automotive dealer market. I'm Kyle Alexander, and today joining me is Brad Cobb, president of Bowers Automotive Group. Hey, Brad, thanks for chatting with me today.
Good. Yes, sir. Good morning. How are you today?
Doing all right. Thanks for joining me. How are you doing? I know we've got July 4th coming up at the time of recording this. Everything going well?
Yeah, it's going well. Had a really pretty strong last few days of June, and as we were talking, the calendar for July doesn't look that great, but we got a lot of days to make up for it after July 4th. So look forward to celebrating America's birthday and getting to sell some more cars.
Very cool. That's the auto dealer dream for sure.
Yeah.
So today we're talking a little bit about F&I. Brad, I know you work with Bowers Automotive Group. You know, you guys partner with Allstate and North American Automotive Group for a lot of this F&I kind of work. So the first question I kind of have for you, how has the training provided by your F&I partners helped you and your team at Bowers Automotive Group? And kind of maybe paint a picture for us, what does this training look like full scope?
Yeah, so training, and we really feel like the majority of the folks in the car business right now, whether it's in the F&I department or in sales, most of them really haven't experienced the car business as it truly is because COVID. I mean, you got to figure the last 5 years, the car business has been pretty darn, I guess, easy. So we really are taking a very, very aggressive approach on training our folks in all departments, but especially on the sales and F&I end. And so we've been partners with North American for quite a while. And, you know, they're really good about, you know, coming in, spending time with each of our business F&I managers, business managers, and identifying areas where they can improve. And we get monthly reports on how they can get better. And we focus on things. We actually have my VP of operations has a meeting with North American and specifically identifies areas for each business manager at every store on how they can get better by looking at last year's metrics and then setting goals for next year or the next year. So we do that in the F&I department, and then they come in on a monthly basis and work on specific items of how the business managers can get better. And then on top of that, we get reports pretty much defining where they're doing well and where they need to focus. So when we're in the stores, my VP of operations and I are in the stores, we can talk to them about their areas as well, and then, you know, celebrate successes and then work on challenges. And then the sales end of it, you know, they have some folks on their team that are incredible at training. It's really uncanny. We do the training here at our home office, and I have a little presentation that I do, you know, 15-minute, 20-minute conversation with all the new sales folks. And the responses I get from those folks that I meet with based on the trainers, I don't think I've ever seen lower than a 5. And typically, like, this is the greatest training I've ever had. So it's been a really good partnership on both of those fronts from a training standpoint. And they just have really good trainers, and they, you know, because we're partners and have been for so long, I can visually see a huge interest from North American on our success. Because if we're successful, they're successful. It's the same thing with our team. If the folks that work with us are successful, then we're more successful. So it's a really good partnership we have with them on the training front.
That's awesome. And it sounds like, kind of like you were saying too, it's this all-encompassing thing, not just F&I, but kind of the sales side of stuff too. So that's
Oh
great
yeah,
to hear.
absolutely. And they actually get involved in in desking. You know, if we have, you know, if we're selling products at the desk, you know, they get involved. You know, they're not involved in service and parts other than the warranty, you know, programs and administration of the service contract side. But sales related, they are, and actually I say that, they've actually helped us put a couple of programs together on pushing service contracts and service jobs. So a little bit of training there as well. They don't train the technicians though. If you don't ask North American to come in and train your techs.
Right.
They will not
right.
be able to do that.
That's a different world, I would
Keep
imagine.
them away from the cars.
Yes, absolutely. Let's talk a little bit about the F&I side of things here, too. How has Allstate helped you grow your F&I revenue with this training?
Yeah, so obviously when you look at a service contract, and in today's environment, you see, you know, numerous ads of, you know, kind of celebrities and different folks pushing service contracts and pushing F&I. Well, I really just some service contracts. So partnering up with Allstate with the name and the recognition and the ad campaign that they have on the side really gives us a really good leg up on I guess the validity and the seriousness of the product we're selling. So it's been a really good partnership between us and Allstate, in that they bring a lot to the party on just making the customers feel really good about the products they're buying. And that's really the crux of it. And I mean, they're stand behind their product. They have great visibility and name recognition. So it's that part's been great for us, and that's one of the reasons we selected NA North American and Allstate is because of that relationship and that reputation.
And kind of with these partnerships, and you're talking about the brand recognition, I guess, kind of helping bolster some customer confidence and your confidence in their product and their training. With these partnerships, what kind of lift have you seen at your dealerships?
Well, so we've been with North American Allstate for quite a while. So the lift came early on. We've seen some dramatic increases in per copy F&I numbers. Part of that is prices of the cars have gone up, but we measure everything, and we actually try to keep the finance reserves, the rate income, at a very low 25 to 30% of our total income for F&I. So we're relying on these other products, and through Allstate and North American, we've seen our product sales go up, and I mean you're talking substantial growth over the last 10 years through, and once again, training, product recognition,
Sure.
Just focus on that part of our company, and processes, and North American helps us with the processes, and then we are really intentional on selling really good products to the customer when they need them. So it's a pretty good marriage, and it's been really good. And we make a lot of money in F&I, a whole lot.
Hey, no problem with that. I'd say
income, not money. We make a lot of income, so
sure.
It helps the bottom line. And and as you know, today's cars during COVID it was not, but now new and used cars are a commodity. You can pull out your phone and you can find 45 different Toyota Camrys 2021s with 40,000 miles in white within a 200-mile radius. So it's a commodity. So you've got to sell the process, and we have had to transition from the front end on cars, whether it's new or pre-owned, into making some profit on the back end. I mean, every dealership we have, it takes each department doing their job to show our company making money. And F&I has become a huge part of that, even more important than it was when I got in the business 32 years ago.
Absolutely. Kind of cool how you're drawing that connection too between, we'll call it, inventory management and F&I, and just how that's kind of, totally changed within just the past few years here from COVID until now. Right. It is a constantly evolving industry here.
Yeah, our business it totally is always evolving. And just when they count the dealers out, we kind of figure out a way to make ourselves useful again. I mean, I remember I was early on in the .com business, and they were saying, "Oh, dealers are gone. .com, everybody's gonna buy their car online." I mean, there's just been challenges, and then we had the recession, 08, 09, and then
Sure.
COVID. And I mean, it was during COVID, it was no doubt the hardest I've ever worked. I mean, we were on conference calls twice a day. We never actually closed. We closed that 2 weeks. It was mandated, but after that, we opened back up. And so you really have learned car dealers are very good at adapting. And I would say that it's good having North American, and Allstate's always been insurance business, but having partners that can also help us adapt and help us attack challenges really has been beneficial.
That's awesome. And we've kind of been talking about this throughout our conversation here, about just having that well-known and recognizable name attached to your dealership. I kind of alluded to it a little bit earlier, I think, but tell me, does having that well-known, reputable brand like Allstate and North American on your contracts, does that give your customers more confidence? kind of going off of that too, how do you present this to your customers?
Yeah, I mean, as I mentioned earlier, it definitely does. And there's a lot of warranty products out there. And I've been in 20 groups and got a lot of dealer friends. And definitely over the last 32 years, I've seen warranty companies go bust and customers get kind of out in the cold. And so having a company is not ever going to go away gives not just the customers, but also gives us that comfort to know, hey, this company's, we sell out or something happens to us, our customers will still be taken care of because of Allstate. Because the perception and the relevance and the rush of different companies to get into that space has created a lot of, you do hear horror stories of, well, I bought this warranty or the service contract and it doesn't cover anything, and it was, random service contract company. And so I think when you say it's Allstate, the commercials and the who Allstate is, that gives that customer, okay, this is a company that I've heard of. And then whenever it's like anytime you go, whether it's a restaurant or a gas station or wherever, if you've heard of it before and it has a good reputation, you have such more comfort, being a customer of theirs. So it's the same concept. So I mean, we definitely present it in the and it's on all the documents. So it's definitely an important component on making the comfortable feel more comfortable that they are getting a product that will be behind them and help them when they're needed.
Now, Brad, something cool that's kind of happening with North American Automotive Group is they are celebrating their 30th anniversary in business this year. And how
Right.
has their experience helped all of your stores at Bowers Automotive Group? 30 years is quite a long time.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt that with experience, is knowledge, is recommendations, is better processes, best practices. And I would say this: I think if you ask North American, I think we have worked together to create some processes that we've helped them and they've helped us. We recently did a study on one of our stores that had a higher warranty claims history, and we got with them and created some reports and some analysis that went into the store, met with the service manager, the GM, and looked at tickets to figure out, could we identify some areas where we could be better? And they were a part of that, and they were like, hey, this is great because we can use this same process for some of our other customers to help them get better. And there's no doubt that, in our early days, they were using, things they had learned from other customers to help us get better. So, I mean, it's definitely a symbiotic relationship on both of us. We need them to be better and they need us to be better. And so their 30 years of experience helped us earlier on. And now it's like we're kind of paying back what the help we were given early on in our, in the early stages of our relationship with them.
Awesome. Well, Brad, I appreciate your time today. One last question for you that I like to ask all our
Yeah.
guests. Anything more you'd like to add about your partnerships with Allstate and North American Automotive Group?
No, I mean, I'll just say, we're really big on partnering up with people who have our same value system. I'm in one of our conference rooms and we have our values and mission statement right across from me. And the top one is we are family. And I feel like we try to pick partners who we feel like are like us and like family that we would want to hang around with and that we could trust with our family. And there's no doubt that North American, when we did our analysis and we sent an RFP and met with a bunch of different companies who would be the administrators and help us, and they rose to the top because of their value system. And we're very, very big on partnering with people that take care of our team members and our customers. And obviously, a company like Allstate's, they're globally. That's what they do all the time. So, the relationship's really important, and we don't always pick the highest profitability company or the cheapest or the what's going to make us the most. We look at a lot of different variables, and we went with North American, who were obviously very competitive, more so because of who they were rather than the boxes they checked. So That's just a really important thing to us, because we want to be, we're in small towns. Reputation is everything to us. Doing the right thing is everything to us, and that's another one of our values is always do the right thing, integrity. In fact, we're family integrity. Love what you do. Always do your best, and work hard, play hard. So those are our 5 values, and the North American Auto Group folks are subscribe to a lot of those as well. So it's really important to us.
Awesome stuff, Brad. Hey, thanks for joining me again today.
Yeah, absolutely. Have a great day.